In this video, we will be reviewing how to find data landmarks. So this would be like the minimum, maximum, range, median, mode, and mean. So I have here an example set of numbers, and I'm going to walk you through how to find each one of these data landmarks with these numbers. So first, our minimum is going to be the smallest number. So in this case, that's a 2. Maximum, the biggest number. This case, it's 12. Then the range is the difference between the maximum and the minimum. So you will do the maximum minus the minimum to get your range. In this case, it's 10. Mode, most common. So which one do I see the most of? Well, I have 3 8s. I have the most 8s. The median is the one that's in the middle. So this is the one where you line it up from smallest to biggest and you cross off until you get to the middle. So in this case, I'm lucky. My numbers are already in order. No need to put them in order. So I'm just going to cross off until I get to the middle number. I'm left with 2 in the middle. When this happens, I need to figure out what's exactly between the 2 that are left. Well, exactly between 5 and 6, 5.5 or 5.5. Then the last one is the mean. To find the mean, I add all of these numbers up, then divide by however many numbers I have. So I have listed out the numbers I will be adding, and I'm going to go ahead and add them now. So I'm going to find things that make it a little easier for me to add. For example, I know that 6 and 4 make 10. What else can I do? Well, I know 2 and 3 is 5. 5 plus 5 is another 10. I know 8 and 12, that makes 20. Then I'm left 4 plus 8, well, that's 12. Then I have another 8. 8 plus 12, well, that's 20. So these 3 together make 20. So now I just need to add these up here. So 20 plus 20, 40, plus 10, 50, plus 10, 60. So all together here, my total is 60. So that's the first step. I added all of them up. Now I need to divide by however many I have. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I will divide 60 by 10. And this is an answer that I know right away. 60 divided by 10 is 6. So my mean is 6. So now it's your turn to practice this on your own. Here is another set of numbers. Your job is to find these different data landmarks. So go ahead, pause the video, and then when you're done, check your answers. So these are the first few answers that you should have. The minimum is 1, maximum is 20. The range, I do maximum minus the minimum, so I do 20 minus 1 to get 19. Mode, most common, the one I see the most is 5. Then the median, be careful, I can't just cross off like this. My numbers are not in order. So before I could find the median, I first had to put them in order from smallest to biggest. Then I crossed off, and then in the end, I was left with 5 and 8. So I had to figure out what's exactly halfway between 5 and 8. So to help me do that, I listed out 5, 6, 7, 8 to help me figure out what's right in the middle. So I ended up with 6 and 7. What's right between 6 and 7? 6.5 or 6.5. That's my median. Now let me show you my work on how I find the mean. So you can see here I added all of them up and I made nice groups of 10 and 20 to help me add it up easier. to in the end get 80. Then after that, I count how many numbers do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I do 80 divided by 10 to get my mean is 8. Now the other time you might be asked to find these data landmarks is when you're given a graph. So here I have a dot plot and I need to find these data landmarks. So to help me find these data landmarks, what I'm going to do first is write out what numbers I have. It's a lot easier for me to figure these out if I'm looking at numbers rather than dots. So I have 1 dot above the 2, so that means I have a 2, 1 dot above the 3, 2 dots above the 4, so that means I have 2 4s, 1 above the 5, 1 above the 6, 3 above the 8, so that means I have 3 8s, and then a 12. So now this set of numbers is a lot easier for me to find these data landmarks for than these dots. So I'm going to go ahead and use these numbers then. So my minimum, smallest number, 2, maximum, biggest number, 12, the range, maximum minus minimum, 12 minus 2, 10, the mode, most common, 8, median, cross off till I get to the middle, 5 and 6, what's right in between, 5.5, and then my mean, I will add all of these up, and you might be noticing that these numbers are familiar. Yes, I just used the same set of numbers I had before, but it works just the same. So I do add them all up, I get my total is 60, divide by how many I have, 10, so my mean is 6. So I have another dot plot here. This one's different and has numbers we have not seen before. And your job is to find these data landmarks for this dot plot. So before you find them, remember what I said, what I recommended to do first. So go ahead, pause the video. When you're done, you can play it again and check your answers. Here are the answers that you should have gotten. So first, before you found any of these, you should have listed these dots. Write down the numbers that they represent. So you should have this nice list of numbers right here. Your minimum, 0, maximum, 9, range, maximum minus minimum, 9 minus 0 is 9, mode, most common one I see here is 5, median, cross off till I get to the middle, 5 and 6, what's right between 5 and 6? 5.5. Now the mean, you can see here, I added it all up, got my nice pairs of 10, 20, and then a group of 15 to get a total of 65. Then I divide by how many I have, which in this case is 12. So you're going to get about 5. I found the very exact mean. If you got 5 or 5 remainder 5 or 5.4 or something around here, then you'll be good to go on that. Hopefully now you understand a little better how to find data landmarks when given a set of numbers and even when given a dot plot.